change, and I'll show you what that is. But this is a Zancudo sheath, and I didn't really put much stamping on it. And I dyed it with bison brown. So then I made this one for the Azula out of the 8-ounce leather, and you can see the difference in the thickness. See how thick this is. This is 4 ounce, this is 8 ounce. So I made this one for the Azula. So I made the templates, but the thing that I should have done, which I didn't do, and you can see the width of it here and the width of it here. So actually, this part here on the bottom, it needs to be wider. You know, I mean, the sheath works good, but it just needs a little bit more. So what I did was I made a new template, and I basically added, I think this is about 1/4 of an inch. I actually added a 1/2 inch on each side. And the thing about that is, so I cut this leather out. I cut this 8 ounce out. You can see the 8 ounce. Okay, you can see this 8 ounce compared to the 4 ounce. You can see the thickness, the difference in the thickness. I mean, this 8 ounce, I mean, 4 ounce is great. I mean, these 4 ounce sheaths are okay, but this is what I use to make my pocket notebooks, my pocket organizers, these little wallets. And I've got to finish this one, but these little wallets, just different things like that. Big notebook, big journals, and I use this to make them. But for a knife sheath, you need to make it out of thicker leather. You know, an 8 ounce, just what I've read and all people's told me, you know, you make your sheaths out of 8 ounce leather. So I added a 1/2 inch on each side. You can see on each side, and then I cut this out. Now, you know, and I did it just to, you know, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these when I get it exactly like I want, where I'm satisfied. I'm gonna put these on my Etsy shop. So this Zancudo, I've had this thing about a month, and I've been carrying it. So I love this knife. Love the Azula. I've actually ordered an orange pair, some orange G10 handles for this that come all the way out. They come all the way out to the end right here. So, you know, I ordered those, and they're supposed to be here tomorrow, and I'm gonna take these old ones. I've had this Azula for several years, and it's, you know, they take a beating, so I'm gonna put some G10, some orange G10 on here. So I'm gonna work this sheath, you know, and I've got the wet form, and I've got to put a welt in it. And a welt is this part here that's actually on the inside that you put inside and glue it and then sew it. And what the welt does is it adds another layer of leather that keeps you from cutting the thread when you slide your knife in. You know, if you want to slide your knife in, it keeps you from cutting your thread. So I made it big, but it may be a little too big, but the beauty of it is once I get it formed, you know, I can shape it up. But you got to have it thicker down here because of the thickness of the handle. Up here it don't matter. So I'm probably gonna that didn't work out good, but I'm probably gonna I just dropped my Zancudo. We'll see how tough it is, but I'm probably gonna start with this Azula right here. But I'll have to trim it, and what I'll do is I'll open it back up, and I'll draw on the inside of this. That's the way I made these templates. So I'll draw on the inside of this, you know, kind of like this, you know, and I'll make it where I want it. Let me get this in kudo. Sorry about that. I'm glad my foot wasn't down there. Had to go to the emergency room, but so anyway, but I may do the Zancudo, but you have to allow for the thickness of the handle. So, and this will probably be good because you wet form it. You take this and wet it. You spray, you know, you spray here, you spray, you just work it with your hands. But you glue everything. You know, you glue your welt in. And then you take this cement here and you put it on there and let it get tacky, and then you press it together and you clamp it or whatever, however you want to do it. So you do it that way, and got a new hammer. But you do it that way, and then you have to, once that's dried, then you have to cut your belt loop out. And there's different ways you can do a belt loop. You can do it like this, and this wide one here keeps it from doing this. It'll keep it good and stable. Or you can do two smaller ones, and I hadn't tried that, but I'm going to. You could do, you know, something like this. You know, like I said, I'm gonna make one. I mean, this is actually a pretty sheath. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with it, but it just needs to be right here. It needs to be a little thicker, a little wider. I'm sorry. You know, it needs to be a little wider. But I am going to carry my Zancudo in this. This is going to be my sheath that I'm going to use. So, but I'm going to make another one for this and for the Zula to put on my Etsy shop. I you know, got a lot of knife people out there that like a good scout draw sheath that's made out of leather. So, you know, that's what I'm gonna do. And I put my maker's mark on it and the flag, because they're made in America. So that's what I've been doing down here. I've been experimenting and you know, making a template. You know, making a template is you know, that's the best way to do it. I didn't make a template for this one. I just kind of cut the leather and folded it over and kind of worked with it. But a template, and the reason you want to make a template, because it makes it easier if, you know, this template works out. So all I have to do is use this template to draw on my leather and cut it out, and it saves time. So, but you actually, you know, you actually lay this knife like this, you know, and you trace it on a full piece of paper where the crease is at. So you do it that way, and you can decide where you want this, you know, however deep you want it in the sheath. I like them in there, you know, pretty good bit, but I want to be able to grab it and pull it out, just like that. And this one turned out good, and this is going to be my sheath I'm going to carry, but I do want to do it a little bit wider right here, just to make it a little better. You can see the welt. That's the welt right there. I just use some, you know, smaller thread. I've got a lot of different threads I can use, but like I said, you just lay this knife in there like this on a full sheet of paper. You have it folded, so when you know, you can see the drawing of it. So when you cut it with your scissors, you draw it, and then when you cut it with your scissors and open it up, then you got that template that you get this with. But this is my template, and I'm going to experiment on some different knives. I've got an SE3. I'm gonna make one for it, but I'm gonna get the Azula. I'm gonna get the Azula down first. Like I said, this is an Azula sheath I made. And I'm gonna carry my Zula in this one. This is 8 ounce. It fits a little tight, but it, you know, it stays in there. It's not coming out because I wet formed it, you can see. And this is a good looking sheath too, but I wanna, like I said, I wanna do a little bit different for the ones I'm gonna sell. So, and I put the flag on it. And sometimes this leather, when you get vegetable tan leather, you'll get scarring on it. And there's nothing you can do about it, really. Just leave it. It gives it character. But you can see the scarring. And what it is when a cow, you know, cuts itself on barbed wire or anything like that when they're grazing or whatever. So you can see that. You can see that scar right there. But yeah, it just gives it character. And you can see the thread I used. There's my maker's mark. But I'm still going to use this one with my TKL knife because I'm pretty satisfied with it. And I put green, you can see the turkey tracks. I put green thread, but you can see the turkey tracks right there. You know, and I always put my star. But, so, I'm going to use my TKL in that one. But, and I also made a template. I made a template right here, and I've got different measurements. So if I want to make a 4-inch, belt loop right here, then I can do a 4-inch, or I can do a 5-inch, or I can do a 6-inch. And I'll just use this as a template and draw around it, and I can go to either 5, 6, or the 4. And what you do is whatever size you think you need, you can take a string and just go across all the way to this side and cut the string. Then you can take the string and measure the string. So you say, well, okay, I need a 5-inch one. You measure it, well, you can measure it with a string. That's an easy way to do it. Piece of thread like this or whatever, you can just measure. You can put your string here and run it over all the way to here, and then cut it right here, and then just keep the string for that sheath. And then you figure out, okay, you measure, and it's like, okay, that's 5 inches. So you know you need a 5-inch belt loop. Now I'm probably gonna do a sheath with these instead of this. I'm probably going to, you know, which not this will have to be longer, but I'm gonna use, it'll have to be at least this long. But I'm gonna I'll put 2 of them on here like that, and not this big one. So just make them different, because people like different things. So I got this, and I got this one, and these are going to be mine that I'm going to carry, because the Azula is one of my all-time favorite. This is actually my all-time favorite fixed blade to EDC. Now, I've got this Zancudo, and it may knock the Azula out, I don't know. But I've been carrying this thing for years. This thing is razor sharp, man. You can see the edge. But this Zancudo is stainless steel, so, and it's a great size, and you can see it compared to the Azula. You can see the different sizes in it. But it's a great EDC. So I wanted to make me a nice leather holster. I like, and I carry a fixed blade most days. You can't even tell. Sometimes I have my shirt untucked. But like I said, I made some templates, and that's the first part. You know, so I'm ready for that. So, you know, I can when I get ready, you know, you got your templates. And when I make one for the SE3, I'll do a completely different template. And then when I figure out which knife is going to work best in this, and like I said, I may have to trim it. I may have to trim this, you know, but I have to lay this down on the leather I have over there and draw a welt. I'll make the welt come around here. Then I'll cut it out. It don't have to be real wide, about 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8. And I'll glue the welt down in here. Then you put the knife in, you fold it over. And then I'll figure out you know, which knife I want to use. But if I use the Azula, I'm gonna have to trim. You can see I'm gonna have to trim a good bit. So I may end up making one for the Zancudo, and you can see, you know, you see where that one lays. But I also may end up trimming this one down a little bit, and I may change this template a little bit. Just instead of having a 1/2 inch on each side, just have a, you know, or not as long as this one, maybe, because this is really long enough. I just may make this one a little wider, and that's more likely what I'm gonna do. You just have to, be patient. You have to experiment with this stuff, because, you know, if you wanna make a nice product, you got to be patient. You got to be patient with this stuff. So, I think I'm gonna, this square type sheath, I kind of dig that, kind of like it. And I bet you a lot of you young people ain't heard that. I kind of dig it, but that was a word a lot of people used when I was growing up. But I think what I'll do is I think I'm gonna make one like this square type holster, because a lot of people like them and I like them. And I'm gonna make this holster, you know, this belt loop like this. And but I'll make it out of 8 ounce. Make it out of this 8 ounce leather. So I think I'm gonna do that. So anyway, that's just a little introduction to what I've been doing. Just get you a good lead pencil and you can make your templates. But what I've been doing with my leather work, I've got an Etsy shop, and it's www.etsy.com, EDC Leather Works. That's my Etsy shop. Now I don't have any knife sheaths on there yet, so I'm gonna work on this one this week and get it, you know, because I want it as close to perfect as I can get it, because it, you know, is something I'm making. And, you know, honestly, this is a good looking sheath. But like I said, it needs to be a little bit wider, but this is a good one. So we'll see how they turn out. Okay, so with that, this is George Adventure. Hope you enjoyed this video. Today is Wednesday. Y'all have a great week the rest of the week. Please be careful out there and be safe, and just enjoy your day. Thank God that you got another day. Please subscribe to my channel. If you like it, hit the bell, hit the like button, and leave comments. You know, leave comments and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me, you know, if you think it's a good looking sheath. And these are called, a lot of people call them scout draw. That's what I call them, scout carry, because it's on your belt like this. And you can pull it around to the front of your belt or on the side, you know. And another thing I'm going to do too, which, you know, this isn't long enough, but I'm going to put a piece in here and make it long with a couple snaps. Then that way, if you want to carry it this way, you know, you can snap that piece of leather in there and put your belt through it. That's going to be another option I'm going to do. And I'm probably going to do it with all of them. That way people can swap up. But anyway, thank you for watching. Leave a comment. I don't want no nasty, smart alecky, political comments. So if you're going to do that, don't bother leave a comment. If you got something constructive, you know, now I don't mind you saying you don't really like that kind of sheath. I ain't gonna hurt my feelings. You know, everybody's different. So anyway, I appreciate if you'd, you know, follow me and like my channel. God bless you. Be safe. See you next time.